Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the Nurturing Reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
The stage is set now for a new season. The clash. As these drivers that have been racing on VSPEED for a consistent 3 years of my life put it down out there. We're gonna bring you flag-to-flag coverage all season long for a new season of BTDY Racing League presented by Martin Sports. Welcome in, everybody. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, and I'm joined alongside a very excited Alec Martinez. And Daytona has never disappointed with the action. Every time we come here, Alec, it's a new chapter on who can win, who can set themselves up in the points, And as we look out on the track right now, we've got a few drivers already hit qualifying. Michael Newman, Ben Baffert, and Jeff Wright out there on the track, some familiar names. What's in store for us this season?
Well, buddy, it's a whole different season, and then again, welcome to everybody here tonight. BTDY, it's back. It's been a long off season, but man, is it good to be back. The World Center of Racing tonight, the Clash, a little bit different surface than what you're going to be seeing next week at Daytona, but these drivers getting used to this new qualifying format, and we're certainly getting used to this new qualifying format. And let me tell you, I am so excited for this season. Last year was the NASCAR Xfinity Series cars. This year, it's going to be a mix. You're going to be seeing the NASCAR Next Gen car, the Gen 7 race car, will be racing on all tracks above Darlington 1.3 miles and above. You'll be seeing the NASCAR Next Gen cars, and then on the short tracks, you will be seeing the Gen 4 race car, an extra different bit of aerodynamics, and as well as 220 more horsepower in those race cars. It's going to be a fun season. I'm looking forward to it, and the question obviously becomes, can Jeff Wright go back-to-back? Absolutely dominated last year. This year, different cars. He said he's not confident in the next gen car, but he knows he's got a lot in the Gen 4 car, so it's going to be interesting who can be able to tackle both. As right now, got qualifying going on here tonight. Certainly going to interview some newcomers, some new drivers, new faces in different places, and man, this season is going to be a fun ride this year.
Yeah, I'm excited as well, and currently I'm so excited that I forgot my cameraman here tonight, so I'm trying to fix that before we get underway here and get on the track for the action. But take us through Daytona. You talked a little bit about the setup in this next-gen car and the old bumpy Daytona, and that's where they are tonight, and that's actually part of the reason that my cameras weren't working. But the old Daytona, bumpy surface, you can remember back to the jet dryer day. That bump is in the track in turn 3. You can feel that where they repaved that patchwork. And that's not just the only place. When you're coming through the tri-oval and someone's riding your bumper, it's really easy to get out of control at this place without a good setup.
It is. These next-gen cars a lot different from the Truck Series, the Camping World Truck Series, or the Craftsman Truck Series, and as well as the NASCAR Xfinity Series cars. These cars, we know the Gen 6 or the Gen 7 cars, the diffuser always going to be a big factor this year. We know that with with NASCAR's design of this car, they want the air to go on top of the car, but as well underneath the car to get underbody downforce, which is something not normally we're used to hearing in stock car racing, but we're more used to hearing in open wheel racing, IndyCar, Formula One. The NASCAR Next Gen car has a diffuser. You're going to want the air to go underneath the cars. Then that's the goal for this better racing product, and we've gotten it a lot with mile and a halfs and super speedways. But tonight, the diffuser is going to be maybe a topic of the night. Bottoming out is going to be big. This track, it's from last scan in the year 2008, so you're going to need to see these cars bottom out a lot. These cars the tires are going to wear a little bit more than you would see on a normal super speedway. These drivers are going to have their hands full. The draft's going to be big. Moves are going to be big. It's going to be interesting to see how much maneuverability these cars are going to have. A lot of downforce, but as well as a little bit of tire wear. And these cars, we know once they step out, man, these cars do step out. And we could see a lot of incidents tonight, especially one fast repair. These drivers are going to have their hands full. It's going to be a fun race. I hope everybody's looking forward to tuning in tonight. I know we're just getting some cameras set up here for tonight as Jeff Wright is currently on the pole. And I might want to talk about a little bit about the qualifying situation or the qualifying format this year, as well as we'll go live here from the racetrack. Qualifying this year, maybe, possibly. There we go, qualifying up here. There's Ben Baffert currently in the 23 BMW machine. Jeff Wright on the pole, backing up that season of last year. And we'll talk about it here as Dennis Steele comes across the start-finish line. You should call it waiting in Parrott Road. Let me tell you, awesome racetrack. There's nothing better. I love coming to Daytona. It's such a fun racetrack to come to, and it's such an awesome venue. You know, the World Center of Racing as always. But let's get to qualifying. Qualifying here, flat out, but as well for the entire qualifying format, I might point out, we're going to be doing this all year. All year, we're going to have single car qualifying, which should provide us, especially when we get to short tracks, mile and a halfs, it's going to provide some interesting storylines going into every race. We know super speedways, anything can happen, but when we get to other racetracks, qualifying's big. Track position's going to be big, and that's going to be the storylines we're going to be seeing today, or throughout this entire year.
Yeah, and the qualifying and the different drivers out on track at different times. We'll be able to have an opportunity to pull drivers that are sitting in the garage area. Yusuf Ghali going out on the track right now. Currently your pole sitter, Jeff Wright, with a 50.966. And that is good enough to stay up on the pole right now. He is about 0.2 of a second faster than the 5th place driver, Michael Newman. 0.3 actually. Yusuf Ghali going out there, winding it up on the outside, taking it on the high line. And you talked about the setups, you talked about bumping Daytona, but what doesn't change here is it's always the same. These guys come out on the outside line, they run their warm-up lap to wind this car up. That's been the case with every car you bring here, whether it's a truck, an ARCA car, doesn't matter the horsepower, you want to run that outside for your first lap.
It is, yeah, and you don't want to get too much of wall air here, especially. And again, like I said, the Clash qualifying is not going to mean anything here tonight in the sense of, points. But, this is getting these guys accustomed to qualifying and accustomed to the system, as well as getting us accustomed to this qualifying system right now. As Yusuf Ghali halfway down the backstretch, I do want to highlight right now when cars come off of pit road. Look at Keith Mayato, who's just rolling off of pit road. They can't bring it up exactly to the racetrack. They have to come all the way on the apron and then bring it up the racetrack. So that's going to be something to watch out for here tonight, and as well as many other tracks. How can you approach getting off of the apron of the racetrack all the way up on the racing surface and then going and seeing how much momentum you can get. Daytona, so momentum based, so it's always good to get as much momentum as you can. That always helps. As Yusuf Ghali jumps up to second with a 50.990, as still about 300ths off of Jeff Wright, 50.96, as Keith Mayato takes the green flag here for tonight for his qualifying lap, and might have put, I think, 34 cars have shown up tonight. Not the full field. Next week there will be 40 cars, 43 cars showing up.
That's incredible. That shows you, and we've been here with BTDY for a long time, how much this league, the integrity, the way that they conduct themselves, the way that the league has grown over the years, gets bigger and bigger every time. And you got great names in here. We've talked about Yusuf Ghali, we've talked about Jeff Wright, but how about some other names like David Shieldhouse, Reggie Ortega, Dennis Fairclough, and on your track right now, the 36 of Keith Mayato. He's coming around for his first lap. He's going to take the green all the way down to the bottom. Actually, this will be his second lap. He cut that tri-oval pretty deep, so that's going to be good enough for third.
Yeah, so Mayato up to third. That puts Robert Gilmore next to go on the racetrack. And all happy. Good to have him back here in that Simulators Anonymous number 40 Toyota Camry. It's good to see these guys all bringing out their stuff here tonight. And, while he's on pole, and our reigning champion, I should point out, how about we maybe get our champion Jeff Wright up here and up in the booth and see what he has to say.
Yeah, let's talk to the 48 car.
Let's see. Jeff Wright, Alec Martinez, Bradley Cooper, you got a copy?
Got a copy, driver.
Well, buddy, Robert Gilmore's on the racetrack, but right now, on the pole, which is not too bad, especially after last season. Last year, you won the championship, dominating fashion, had 5 wins on the season. This year, are you expecting, or what are you expecting for the season, and do you think you can back it up with back-to-back championships?
Alec, that's certainly the goal. We're going to do everything we can to try to go back-to-back. But as you know, we're in a car that's, not my best car, not the most comfortable car, I guess, for me to drive. But, we are splitting cars. So, we'll get some races in the Gen 4, some in the next gen. So, I don't know really what to expect this season. Just going to go out and try to compete as best as I possibly can. Making the playoffs is going to be the first goal. You can't win the championship without making the playoffs. So, we're going to definitely hope for a good start to the season here. And, if we could back it up with another title, that'd just be awesome.
Now, let me ask you here tonight. It's the Clash. It's for fun. How do you feel about being out here at Bumpy Daytona and maybe backing up that championship season with a win in the Clash?
Yeah, it'd be awesome if we could win the Clash. This track, like you said, it's bumpy, it's wore out. You don't typically see the next gen cars here at this track. So I think that a little bit of work had to be done to the setup to make these things even drivable, which, so far we were able to go out and put down a decent Q lap. We went early, so we still got a lot of fast guys to go. But the goal here is to see if we can maybe start on pole here for the Clash. That'd be the best place to start if we're going to try to win this thing. But Yeah, it's awesome to be back here at BTDY. I'm excited to be back racing Tuesday nights with these guys, and there's a lot of fast names in here, so it's going to be a competitive season, and just can't wait to get this thing going.
Well, we're looking forward to having you.
200 of a second separating you and Yusuf Ghali right now, but you're still on the pole. And Cody Atkins puts down his lap and takes away, so still 200ths of a second, but it's even closer. So good luck, Jeff.
I appreciate it, guys.
Well, we appreciate your time, Jeff. Have a good one, and good luck tonight.
Appreciate it, guys. Take care.
It's Jeff Wright, your reigning champion. Cody Atkins puts it up second, and that leaves up on the racetrack Lyle Sofrich taking his first lap, and you got Reggie Ortega as well about to exit pit road. And I'm curious, I do want to see, once we get Lyle halfway down the back, when Reggie goes, and I'll have to explain it here, as Reggie, I believe, is just leaving. So if we want to go to Reggie really quick, he's just coming off a pit road, and you'll see him now, and you can't bring it up on the racetrack. So this is going to be a crucial part of your lap here tonight. Going on this apron, it's bumpy, it's flat, and it's very greasy, slick, and all the rubber from practice is laid down here. So on board with the two, you'll see him have to go all the way down, and then it's about getting to the gas as soon as you can, and then just rolling it up out the corner and carrying as much momentum as possible to get the best lap possible. As you got the right rear camera and on-board camera, as Lyle Solfridge is just coming across the line to complete his lap, which will put him in 7th, so a good lap from the 70 car. Different sponsor there, Miami Vice. It's a nice little sponsor there.
We can get a zoom on that.
Yeah, how about that? And Reggie Ortega in the, Reggie, I love how he's got such vibrant colors on his car. Black, that purple, that Miami Vice kind of style on Reg's car. Even look at Lyle, he's got that Miami Vice style, as Ortega just took the green flag for his lap. The Harpoon car, the Saturday Night Racing League Harpoon Chevrolet Camaro on the racetrack, on board with Reggie Ortega in the helmet cam. This track, you can tell, you can hear it, how bumpy this track is. Yeah. Surprisingly, only in 4th gear, which is interesting for qualifying. 4th gear might be the way to go for qualifying, and we'll obviously see these guys, once they're all packed up, you're going to want to be in 5th gear. But yeah, interesting to see for qualifying, seeing guys in 4th.
Well, and we can throw it back to Reggie Ortega working hand in hand, if I remember right. You see what I did there? With Jeff Wright.
Oh,
so
there you go.
They know something that we don't.
Let's see this lap time. It's not horrible. It's tracking kind of green. I don't know if it's going to be good enough to beat Jeff. Yeah, it's going to be 5th.
Get him top 5, but he didn't cut didn't cut the dog leg.
And it makes you wonder, just cutting that apron.
Oh, it makes a big difference.
Allow a little more speed.
It's going to shave off a 10th or 2. That doesn't make a huge difference. And we've seen a lot of guys in some leagues make rules that you can't do that. But we've seen a lot of guys here in qualifying already go ahead and do that. Gary Sexton out on the track, Podium Esports co-owner, and he is currently on his outlap, getting it wound up down the back straightaway. Let's see if he cuts the tri-oval. It's just one of those experience things that if you're comfortable doing it and you want to go down there, if you know it's not a rule, by all means, that's part of the track.
Yeah, and good to have Gary back. He raced a couple seasons ago, and now he's back, and it's good to see him. Hopefully he'll be racing the full season. I know Podium Esports is one of the bigger companies that run in iRacing, so good to have Gary be a part of BTDY. As, man, he's got a nice-looking scheme as he comes across the line to take the green flag. He's got the Spicy Speed Shop Toyota Camry. That lap goes to 2nd. So he was completing his lap.
Cutting the dog leg right there. Yeah. I tell you, if he cuts that tri-oval, I think he's got the pole.
I think he might, yeah. Jeremiah Vincent out on the racetrack now, about to take a green flag. The Jegs Chevrolet Camaro, and good to see him back. And look at different number in the 3. That DEI font, love it. Was in the 9 was in the 9 last year and the years prior to that, but different number change on VMS Vincent Motorsports with his brother Josiah, who'll be coming up shortly, I believe. I believe he might be qualifying soon, but good to have Jeremiah back. I believe is that Dallas Sullivan, I believe, is the end of pit road. So, and he's just leaving. So good to have Jeremiah back. But yeah, I'm glad seeing a lot of these guys that were in this league before and back again. So as Jeremiah's qualifying, how about we pull one of our newcomers here tonight. Just to make sure for qualifying who's going to pit road here.
Yeah, get him hooked on
Adam.
V-Speed. Let's see
Let's get him on V-Speed. How about we get newcomer, rookie in BTDY, Ray Massey. Let me see if I can pull him up in the booth. Ray Massey, Alec Martinez, Bradley Cooper in the V-Speed booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got a couple, yes.
Well, buddy, it's good to have you. I know you raced on Saturday Night Racing League, and we got to see you at Daytona when I was broadcasting. I know you had a great season over there. You're a rookie in this league, and it's good to have you. I'm curious, what is your outlook here for this season?
I just want to come here and have some fun, compete. I'd like to get some top fives, maybe a win or two. These guys are very talented, and I've watched Shieldhouse's stream, and he looks like he has a lot of fun in it. So, like you said, in the other league, I know several of the guys and have fun racing with them, so I thought I'd give it a try on Tuesday nights.
Well, it's good to have you. Now, let me ask you, I know that's the season. Now, tonight, it's the Clash. It's a fun race. This track, bumpy. These cars seem to be a little bit of a handful in the draft. How do you feel about going on tonight?
They actually did a good job with the setup. I was expecting it bottoming out like crazy, but it's actually pretty solid setup. So, looking forward to being a little aggressive and see what we can do with it.
For sure. Hey, well, good luck tonight, man. And I just want to give you the quick stat that the last 3 Clash winners got their first career win in this race. So,
I like that stat, Alec.
Good. I know. All right, well, good luck tonight, Ray, and we'll hopefully be talking to you here at the end of this race.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys. Have a good broadcast.
Thank you. It's Ray Massey, newcomer rookie in the 32. He'll be qualifying here in a little bit. Dallas Sullivan across the line. Puts him up in the top 5 lap time, and on the racetrack now, about to take the green flag. Who else but the Magic Man himself? Prior to this last season, was the champion. They raced the next-gen cars, and Adam Cabot got it done, beating Bailey Turner by, I believe, 17 points that year. So good to see Adam Cabot back in the Atlas Chevrolet Camaro. That car, always so familiar to see, and we know Adam Cabot. He's going to be competing for a lot of race wins this season.
It's our thumbnail, even.
It is, yeah.
Popped up on the Clash here for the beginning of this stream. Now, I want to point out Alec Martinez staying really humble here when we talked about the setup and the compliment you just got from the 32 about how great this thing handled. And you took no responsibility and no credit for what they were driving out there. But I want to shout out to Alec Martinez for tuning this car and getting it drivable on a track that was made well before this car was even introduced.
This track got repaved when I was like 6 or 7, so it's been a while. But hey, it's I love working on these setups and seeing how these cars love to handle. As Cabot just comes across the line, which will be second. Oh, close, but about 100th off, about 1.5 hundredths off.
They keep chipping away at Jeff.
They're
trying. They're trying.
Yeah.
And I think there's a few others out here. We've got Stravado that could be a potential. Who's out on the track currently?
I believe Joshua Banks. And how about another thing about Joshua Banks? Won the Daytona opener last year in the Xfinity car. So that's somebody that you got to maybe watch out for this race and next week for the Daytona one, or the Daytona 250 as the season opener, official season opener for points. So that's going to be interesting to see how it goes here tonight. And Josh is a great driver. He's really good on the short tracks. I think you're going to need to watch out for him on the short tracks. But here on these super speedways, he's always a threat, always seems to run up there. And that Mac Tools car, you're going to see it competing a lot for wins this season. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Josh can do.
Yeah, and we've seen him on Saturday nights. He won at short track, I do believe. You know, I get it all the time from Connor Horn that I never remember where these guys actually win, but we've had a few single winners in that Saturday Night League, and it's been very tough to get multi-wins. Our first multi-winner besides Jeff Wright over there on Saturday was well, here we go, AJ Stravado, the 33.
Or was it Stravado?
Stravado got his first the first second win. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been tight over there, and they're one race away from the reset. And a lot of these names that are in this league right now, on track, Dennis Faircloth, the number 80, Geico Machine. Good to see the familiar paint scheme out there.
Yeah, of course.
I believe he has a patent on that yellow as well.
Does he? Oh, I mean, he deserves. That's a beautiful looking scheme. Love to see that scheme. That's always one of the Dennis Faircloth specialties. And he's always been fast on these kinds of racetracks. And Dennis, I could tell you, Dennis shows some really good signs sometimes of potential of winning races, and he's definitely somebody that I have on my list that could possibly get an upset this year.
Road America,
really
he
can.
won.
Road
did he
America,
not?
yeah.
Yeah. So coming out of nowhere with a road course win for the 80 last season. That was good enough to put him in the chase postseason, and he cuts it down to the bottom. Let's see if that puts him in the top 10. It does. 9th position.
Yeah, and how about that? It's good to have him back, and those schemes, you'll be seeing a lot of good schemes this year. Is Kyle McGarvey, Lane Sulfridge on the racetrack, trying to beat brother Lyle, who's qualified in 14th currently. As Lane takes the green flag, who do you think we should pull in now? Should we pull up the Magic Man himself?
Yeah, let's bring Adam Cabot up here into the broadcast booth and get his thoughts on this setup.
Adam Cabot, Alec Martinez, and Bradley Cooper in the VC booth. Got a copy?
Hey, Alec, I got you. What's up?
Well, buddy, you qualified second, not as good as Jeff Wright, but tonight it's a little fun race. But for this season, what are your expectations? I know you won the championship the last time we were in the next gen cars. How do you feel about this season?
Feeling pretty good about this season. I mean, since that championship season, the next gen car, that was probably the last time I really drove this car. So, trying to get reacclimated with how edgy it is. But the racing should definitely be good. Right now, I'm trying to grasp. I heard a rumor, maybe you can confirm this for me, that the new damage model was just announced for the Xfinity car.
Is that so?
Literally the day we switch from the Xfinity car. I'm trying to process all. No, I'm not.
Did you hear this?
I heard this from Ben Baffert, so could go either
Ben
way.
Baffert he's got some wild sources I've heard.
Well, hopefully I didn't just leak something that isn't supposed to be leaked. But
and we're canceled. VSPEED.
Yeah, it's over.
There you go. It took me less than 30
over.
seconds to get you guys canceled, but
Great start to the season.
yeah, seriously. But yeah, I don't want to be negative, but I kind of hope that we never do this single car qualifying thing ever again.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna come right out there and say it. It's this is a long time to just be sitting here waiting for the race to start. I don't know
it gives
if
us
I
an
take that every week.
opportunity to talk to you, Adam.
I guess. I mean, you guys can still talk to me anytime. We don't have to do this.
Mid-race, we'll pull you up. You got it.
I think short track qualifying, though. Short track qualifying is going to be a little entertaining.
You guys can talk to me at any point during any session, green or caution, if we agree to just never do this ever again. I mean, yeah, it'll be more interesting during short tracks, intermediate stuff like that. But I don't know. Maybe we pick like 4 crown jewel races or something to do it for. It just seems like a lot for every week. But anyway, we'll figure that out later. That's not for I guess us to decide right now. We don't get to decide those matters. But yeah, I mean the race should be fun. Just doing a little bit of practice. I didn't get a long run in, but I think handling's going to come into play. Yeah, I was gonna say you probably would know better than anyone, but definitely jumped loose a few times, which I like. That makes it exciting.
That was the goal.
Well, then mission accomplished. Like I said, my biggest critique is just you set the wrong dash panel, but luckily I can fix that myself.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time here, Adam. So,
All right,
pleasure as always, my friend.
As always.
I appreciate you critiquing Alec. So there was a flaw in the setup.
I mean, I hate to
it always is. I mean,
well, I hate to be pulled into the booth and just immediately start complaining before the season even gets started. But I don't know. I didn't get a lot of sleep the last 2 nights, and then I all of a sudden realized I'm sitting here for 40 minutes during qualifying. So yeah, well, what'll change that mood though? Putting this number 17 Atlas Camaro in victory lane start the season.
Would be pretty dang good, huh?
I'd say so.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you, man.
All right, see you guys.
All right, there's Adam Cabot. 2 years ago, Shannon Ray Massey puts it up in 11th, and then 2 cars before that, Lane Sulfridge 19th currently, and then how about Kyle McGarvey? Solid lap in 5th. I will say this qualifying is long, and it's quite a long time. And how about another rookie, another newcomer, Brett Balbeck?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it, and it gives us a chance to get introduced to these guys, get a good sense of our field, individual talent. I mean, you can go out there and race in a big pack and never ever get on TV, so that it gives everybody an opportunity, I think, to have a chance on the screen and up here in the broadcast booths, because some of these guys we didn't have that chance for a top 3 interview last season. So
yeah.
I think it's a good thing, and it'll grow in these drivers. I think it'll grow.
I hope. We'll see. I don't mind it. I know Daytona qualifying can be a little bit, and I know we'll have it again next week. But I think short tracks, it's always fine to have. And I think it's fine there, but we'll see. And we can always, tune it a little bit as ball deck goes to 12th. But we can always tune this format. And I know last year we had the 5-minute qualifying, which I didn't mind either. But, we get to see more action, more cars on the racetrack, and I think that's great. How about this guy? David Shieldhouse had himself a heck of a season last year. Got 3 wins on the season, and man, he put together some solid races. Absolutely dominated a couple. So it's good to see him back, and happy to have him. And I know his fan base, the children, if you so will, good to have them as well tuning in as well. So David's going to be another guy that's going to compete for wins this season. So
the only downside I can say from qualifying is that I typically have a 12-pack in the fridge. This has extended the amount of time that it allows me to drink said 12-pack. That's the downside. So we'll see how we feel for pre-race. We just got a lot of buttons to push, and so we're gonna get through it. I promise everybody here on VSPEED, they've trusted us to get through it, Alec.
Yeah. No, we're all getting through this together, and we appreciate all of you watching here. I know qualifying's still going on, and what a lap from David Shieldhouse by 6/1000ths of a second off of Jeff Wright. That moves him into second, but Jeff Wright still holding strong.
Still holding strong, and I tell you, it might be something to do with the weather, the gravitational pull of the moon, because 6/1000ths of a second. You can't even blink that fast. Here's Max Costa out on the track now in the 63-0 zero bar. That's a candy bar company, correct?
I think so. I'm not really sure, but I like the paint scheme, a lot different looking than what he's had, so it's good to see he has. Yeah, he has. He's been putting work on the racetrack, and he's been putting work on his painting skills. So I think he's done a great job. And Max, one of those up-and-coming guys, I feel like. Maybe give him another season or two. But I think Max is going to be one of those guys we're going to see eventually. With the work he's putting in, he's going to get better, and he's going to start running up there, and he's going to start competing for wins. And I don't know if it could be this year, could be next season, could be the season after that, but I think you're going to hear Max Costa's name a lot more, and we're going to see him continue to do better. And I'm glad to see that. I hope he does his 22nd on the board. But Max is working hard on getting better, and I think you'll see that. He'll reap the benefits soon, and I'm curious to see. I know Daytona's not a great measure of where everybody's at. When we get to Homestead, Miami, I believe the second, or actually I think it's Rockingham, in the Gen 4, we'll get to see how guys are, and we'll get to see other guys as well. So, wow, yeah, no, Ben Baffert is correct. The NASCAR Xfinity Series car did get the damage model. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, you didn't know, Alec. You didn't know.
I didn't know. Yeah, I'm sad because the Xfinity cars could be the best cars. They had the new damage models, so we'll see. We'll go on to next year and see how that is with the cars. But Josiah Vincent on the board. Good to see him back on the racetrack as well. That Coca-Cola car, always nice. Josiah, great guy, and he's good at these super speedways. Don't count him out. And speaking of the guy that is leaking out the information of the NASCAR Next Gen, or the NASCAR Xfinity Series car, he's not even here, so never mind on the Ben Baffert. But actually, how about we move to one of the VSPEED? How about last year, Keith Biotto had a great season. Actually, Seth Hatchell had a great season. Both of them had a great season, but Seth Hatchell, the two-time champion. Josiah comes across the board, 9th. That's a top 10 starting spot for the 04 car. And let me see about Seth Hatchell. How about we pull Seth Hatchell in?
Let's try it.
All right. Seth Hatchell, Alec Martinez, Bradley Cooper in the VSPEED booth. Get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Buddy, have you qualified yet?
Not yet. I'm second one up next, I believe.
All right, well, we're going to make this quick then, since you're going. Seth, it's been a great season these last few weeks. How are you feeling about this upcoming season? You think you can get championship number 3? I'm
sure going to try. Definitely pretty anxious this season. It should be pretty exciting. We got a great group of guys, and going to go out and put on some good racing.
I'm looking forward to it. Now, let me ask you tonight. It's a fun event. How do you feel about coming out here for older Daytona and being able to race here?
Yeah, it's definitely fun, and it's fun that it's no points to start the season. But, we're still going to be competitors. We're still going to be trying to one-up one another, so it should be a good show for everybody.
For sure. Well, Seth, wish you the best of luck in qualifying and the best of luck in the race here tonight.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, good luck, man. Seth Hatchell, two-time champion. Guy's really good. As Brody Hayes, his teammate, comes across the line, P5 for the 10 car. VSPEED Chevrolet. It's good to see. As Hatchell's going to roll off, or actually the other VSPEED car, Ryan Gemmel, on the racetrack. Speaking of Ryan Gemmel, the last time we were in the next gens on a super speedway at Talladega, Ryan Gemmel got it done. And the Bush League bound VSPEED Chevrolet is looking good this year. That 6 car always looking neat.
I just want to say how many laps have held up here since the beginning of qualifying. Jeff Wright, he was one of the first 5 out on the track, and then you have McGarvey was in that, and Golly. They've stayed in the top 10, so they haven't fallen off. And with the slowly, we are actually we've lost connection there briefly there for a second. I think we reconnected. I think we're good to go. We're back live, I think.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, I had a notification pop up that we lost connection there briefly, so I just wanted to make sure that everything was still working. But yeah, the laps holding up. There's Seth Hatchell that we just talked to out on the racetrack in the number 8.
P6. Gemmel P6, so Seth Hatchell will take his lap. There's our Rotus on the racetrack.
First green, I believe.
And, well, you know, we talked about him earlier. He's sitting in second right now. How about we get old David Shieldhouse in as well?
Let's try it.
Let's see. I think he's talking right now, so let's see. Give him his Hatchell down the backstretch. Let me see. Hey, David Shieldhouse, you got a copy, buddy?
No, I'm dead and I'm asleep.
You're dead. You're dead in his sleep, buddy. Well, you're P2 on the board right now. I know it's been a long qualifying session. Let me ask you, how do you feel about this upcoming season?
Well, my enthusiasm for it has been greatly diminished sitting here for single car qualifying at Daytona for an exhibition race. Yeah, I'm just going to use this as a sounding board, Alec. I'm sorry. I don't like this. Nobody who's watching me right now on Twitch likes this. Everybody's bored. I'm bored. I got fantasy football draft coming up here at 9 o'clock.
Oh, my gosh.
This single car qualifying thing needs to go. And I'm going to talk with Nick this week about it to try and understand why we're doing this. Hopefully get some insight into how it came to be, and if I'm lucky, get it abolished, because I don't want to sit here and watch single car qualifying every week this season. And I don't think the people watching BTDY want to watch that all season either. But that's just my personal opinion, and I'll talk about it with Nick this week. The racing itself, it's good to be back in BTDY. Excited to be out of the crappy Xfinity cars into next gen and Gen 4. Really exciting schedule. Great crop of drivers, a lot of familiar names, some new names here. So that part is exciting.
That's good. And you'll be happy to know the Xfinity car just got the new damage model. I just heard that.
Well,
I don't know if it's going to change how it drives, but...
No, I mean, that's one aspect of what makes it bad, but did the new damage model make the truck better, Alec?
To be honest with you, I haven't raced a truck. I did trucks at, like, I think it was Daytona or at Atlanta. I had a great time. But the 1.5 miles, I don't know, man. Trucks are still the trucks. Dirty air is terrible.
On the spot, Alex. Putting you on the spot.
I mean, I got to be brutally honest here. I'm not a big fan of the trucks. Sure, great to watch, but to drive, terrible. I just want to point that out. But, David, it's great to have you back. Yeah, and I respect that you're a man of opinion, and I respect the opinion. I love it. I don't know if we should be doing full, single car qualifying everywhere, but I get the idea. But I think maybe not on super speedways. We should never do this. But that's just my opinion. But at least it gives us time to talk to you. So that's a plus.
Good to be back in BT. I plan on.
It's good to be back.
Bringing the intensity, getting more wins like I did last year. Hopefully, matching the performance that I was putting on at the start of the season instead of puttering out and terrible performance I had at the end of the season. God, that was a steep fall off. I fell off like Ace of Base in the 90s, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All that she wants.
All I wanted was just another win. I couldn't even get that. I could barely get a good finish. No, it's going to be harder this year, I think. This class of drivers and new cars and all that, I think it's going to be even harder to win. Saying that, watch just Jeff Wright go out and dump on everybody again like he did last year. But I'm committed to making sure that doesn't happen. I don't plan on losing a lot of races to Jeff Wright. I don't care. it's not going to happen. My
thanks for the
agile
90s
ego,
baby reference.
yeah, I can't take
I
it.
appreciate that. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. I got it. So, thank you for
Well,
that.
we appreciate you, David.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Good to be back. Thanks for having me. Please get rid of single car qualifying.
All right. Hashtag please get rid of single car qualifying should be the new trend. All right. Well, David, we appreciate your time, man. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you, brother.
There's the number 20, David Shieldhouse, and we're watching the number 33 of AJ Stravado go around the track now for his second lap. Actually, first lap as he goes into the backstretch. Now, it seems to be popular, but I also want to reestablish the powers that be. This is kind of a rehearsal for what is to come for the season. And I know some drivers are going to hate it, and especially if you're a Twitch streamer, it's really difficult to sit there for an extended amount of time. So I'm sure they'll find a happy medium. The cars are rolling out pretty quickly here. We're coming up on 5:09 left, and we have about 3-4 drivers left. Bailey Turner down the back straightaway. So they've got it down to a science. They have 2 cars after Bailey. I believe it's going to be Nick Starling and Nathan Ostrowski that will be out on the track. And then after that, we're set to grid.
Yeah.
So they got it down pretty pat. We did a little bit of rehearsal for this, Alec, if you remember correctly, in the
Short track
some
series?
fun races. Yeah, we did some short track series and we did some fun races in the off season, and I was a part of some of those. That this has been set in stone in the works for a little while. So for some of these guys that took the off season and literally didn't race it at all, it's kind of maybe a shock to them. But it is a functional thing, and maybe it might be around to stay. We'll have to see.
It could be. We'll see.
I can tell you this: we got paid for it.
We got paid for it. I don't hate it. But I will say I understand if you're a driver. This could be long, and I'm of the opinion, and I think that's fair. And I love on the broadcast side. I think this is a great idea. But as a driver, I do understand, and it makes sense, and it's a reasonable complaint. It's not like it's like the worst thing ever is, man, Bailey Turner, 25th. And like I said, it's not like it's the worst thing ever, but I do understand it. Honestly, I think another thing that would be interesting to see is maybe we split these guys up into groups, have them go out and qualify for 5 or 10 minutes, and then go back out 2014 style group qualifying.
Open.
I think so. I would love to see that. I think that's a good happy medium of us getting to see qualifying and then us getting to see other things as well. And seeing qualifying and then seeing the race. I think that's one that could be proposed, and I might have to propose that to Nick and David and a few other guys just to see, I think that's worth it. But, qualifying's over. Jeff Wright's on the pole. Seth Hatcher, we didn't talk about him. He got second, and a few other guys qualified as well. But, it's good to have everybody here. Let's get our starting grid. The champions backing it up again. Jeff Wright starting on the pole with a 50.966, and he's outside the two-time champion Seth Hatchell in the number 8 car. Row 2, you got David Shieldhouse in the 20. Adam Cabot, the Magic Man, starting up in 4th. 5th is Gary Sexton, and to his outside will be Brody Hayes. In row number 4, you got Ryan Gimmel and Cody Atkins. Great starting spot for the 81 team. And then row 5, Kyle McGarvey and Yusuf Ghali.
11th position will belong to Dallas Sullivan with Josiah Benson in 12th. 13th spot will be Keith Mayato with Reggie Ortega in 14th. 15th will be Ryan Shelton with Dennis Faircloth in 16th. 17th, Ray Massey, who we talked to in pre-race, with a new name, Brett Baldick, in 18th. And rounding out your top 20, Joshua Banks and Jeremiah Vincent in the 3.
Row number 11, you got Ben Baffert in the 23. Won a couple races last year. Will definitely be a factor, and maybe a name we mentioned a lot tonight. To his outside, good to have him back. Angelo Ronis in the 29 car. Might I point out, 2 years ago, he swept the unofficial races. Angelo Ronis might be something you need to look out for as well. AJ Stravado, the Italian stallion, is back. He'll be rolling off 23rd to his outside. Alan Dice up in 25th. the 2 years in a row runner-up in row number 13 will be Bailey Turner in the 24, as well as Lyle Solfridge and Bailey Turner will be rolling off in 24th, 25th, 26th. Eric Hutton, Dennis Steele rolling off 27th, 28th, 29th will be Lane Solfridge and Max Cost will be starting up in 30th on row number 10, or row number 20. Something like that, yeah. I can't do my math right. Cool.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Take 30 and divide it by 2. That would be row 15.
Row 15, there we go.
So here we go. Robert Gilmore is going to start back in the 31st position with Michael Newman in 32nd at 21, all the way back in the back of the field. And if you remember correctly, he ran the 12 last season. Nathan Ostrowski in 33rd, Nick Starling 34th, and that will round out your field here tonight. Jeff Wright able to hold on to the pole after all that.
Yeah, I got to ask you, who's your pick?
I have no idea. I would have to say at Daytona, it might as well be called Las Vegas. It's rolling the dice the whole time. We have really no clue who's going to be able to push to the front. But this is Clash Racing.
Yeah, you know me. I'm a man of the trends. I love the stat of the newcomers winning this race. I'm going to go Ray Massey. I know he's starting a little bit deep in the field.
All right.
But I think Ray Massey's going to get it done.
All right, well, you going with Ray Massey. I'll go with another newcomer, and that's the 44, Brett Baldick. I'm going to go with him. So we're going to pick 2 newcomers.
Rookies.
Let's see what we got.
Two new rookies, and I'm looking forward to this.
Whose rookie's going to win?
Yeah. Whose rookie's going to win this season, man? I'm so excited. Next gen car, Gen 4 cars. But tonight we kick it off the Clash Daytona. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back. 50 laps of on the edge of your seat racing. Pace car is going to make the hard left to pit road. Jeff Wright, Seth Hatchell leads us to the green. Green flag. We're underway. BTDY is back, and we're going racing in the Clash.
And across the line, it's going to be Seth Hatchell in that number 8. He's going to lead lap number 1. And with all the stuttering that my computer is doing right now, these cars are crowding this racetrack up.
Yeah, the outside lane seemed to have gone, and it seemed like got a way better restart right now. On board, Seth Hatchell, you can see everybody behind him with Adam Cabot. Like we got a train up on the outside. Yusuf Ghali gets up into the sucker hole. Look at that 54 car losing multiple spots already. Lost about 10 spots. We're gonna have to find a line up on the outside lane. Right now, the outside lane seems to be the lane to be in. Oh, we got trouble. Middle of the pack. Oh, we got one car. Ryan Gimmel in the 6 car up in the outside wall early in this race. Probably gonna have a broken toe link in the number 6.
He hits the outside wall. Right front on that machine looks damaged. So we can go back and get an instant replay. So you can see here in this camera angle, he watches everybody ride on by. See if we can back it up just a little bit more. He was 3 wide there for a second with Jeff Wright, and remember, he snaps free. That was arrow loose.
Well, these bump out here. Yeah, and these cars don't really like bumps. We talked about it. It seems like the bumps not being good to these cars as well, but that bottom lane has made a resurgence. How about the 81, Cody Atkins on board? These guys kind of, that top lane starting to stack. Look at that bottom lane. It's coming. Rexy Ortega. Oh, now he leaves the 81. Now he'll go to the 3 wide situation up into turn number 1. Jeff Wright, Rexy Ortega's teammate, going to follow down Adam Cabot. dives down to the inside. 3-1. Now Hatchell getting side drafted. Everybody seems to go, Ortega gets loose. What a
The
save.
2 gets really loose, tags the apron there for a brief second. Now back to 3 wide with Jeff Wright.
Oh, boy, look at this racing early. Already 50 laps, 4 coming to lap 5 of 50 here. Let me tell you, these boys are racing hard, and they're racing clean so far, but 3 wide dooring each other. That's Ryan Shelton, another rookie in this field, and the Aflac number 99, that Carl Edwards paint scheme, door banging with Adam Cabot and Gary Sexton.
13 is Sexton in the middle there. That allows the 35 of Joshua Banks to work his outside, and Cabot, who had a great run, he went from the lead for a brief second all the way back to 7th position, 9th position now.
Yeah, but he's trying to make a hole up to the middle here. He's got Gary Sexton with him as well. Right now, not enough energy, and I've noticed this field has gotten spread out really, really quick. We got about 20 cars in this lead pack, and then you got Dallas Sullivan, Bailey Turner leading the second pack. They're going side by side, which I don't really understand. They need to get single filed out if they want to have a chance at these guys racing side by side.
Loose. A little touch there with the rookie on the outside between him and Cabot for a brief moment, and you can see the arrow pushing these cars around. It's a handful right now.
It is. That middle lane doesn't seem like it has enough momentum in it. Although Adam Cabot's getting a massive shove from Gary Sexton in the 13 should propel the 17 to clear the 2 into turn number 1. But man, that arrow, these guys getting
That's
loose,
tight.
wiggling in the middle here. This track bumpy, these cars out of control. We talked about it. There's a little bit of tire fall off in this car, and there's a little bit of fall off in these setups. In this setup here, these guys are going to have to start wheeling here in about 10-15 laps when the tires get a little age. You see on your screen behind these guys, there's a separate pack. Again, I do not understand why they're running side by side. They need to get single filed out. They're actually losing time to this lead pack as Adam Cabot gets a massive shove in the middle of 3 and 4 to get the lead off of 4.
And Cabot back to the front. He bided his time. Now Jeff Wright jumps to the outside in front of Seth Hatchell. And Reggie Ortega, I can guarantee these guys are about to break off. 48 gets a break there from the 8 of Seth Hatchell.
Definitely possible here. You can see Ben Baffert now on the inside lane leading. He has a hole up in front of the 4. Oh, Joshua Banks. Oh my goodness. Tight hole, tight squeeze in front of Ryan Shelton. This bottom lane starting to dissipate. Somebody bailing out of the pack. I believe it's Brett Baldeck in the 44 car. He's decided to jump out of the pack. But right now, Kevin McGarvey's still up here as well. Or Kyle McGarvey, excuse me, in the 42 car. This front pack's starting to get a little bit more separated right now. Second pack is slowly but surely catching. I'm surprised because I feel like if they were single file, they'd be making up a lot more time.
7 laps into this race. Now coming across the line for number 8. And Bailey Turner leading this second group of cars. He is back in the 18th position. Started in 25th, though, so he's worked his way through the traffic pretty quickly.
He sure has.
And a car up the wall.
Whoa.
That's Lyle Salfridge in the 70.
Big moment there. AJ Stravado, you notice not in that green and white car we're so accustomed to seeing in a orange and green car. New service, launch service. Chevrolet Camaro there, so it's good to see a lot of different pace schemes. Bailey Turner in the Celsius Chevrolet Camaro, he's up in a different pace scheme. It's good to see these guys having different pace schemes.
Yeah, you have to get familiar with that, but still some pushing going on here up towards the front. Adam Cabot getting a good shove here from Reggie Ortega as they go into the tri-oval. He's going to lead another lap. That's 2, now 3 for the 17, and he worked for it. He went from first back to 9th, back up to the lead.
He sure did have to work for it. Right now, single file for about the first 8 or so cars. Oh, we got trouble in the middle of the pack, I believe. Jeremiah Vincent is around, and I believe Dallas Sullivan is in it as well. Lyle Sofers, oh man, hard. Oh, he gets nailed.
That's the 41 and Nathan Ostrowski that hit him.
Absolutely killed him. That's going to be a massive, massive amount of damage. I'm not sure. Ooh, man, that might be night over for the 41 car.
These guys were on the other side of the racetrack when this all went down. So let's find out here. Lyle Salfridge goes around across the hood of Jeremiah Vincent. And then let's ride on board here. Yeah, the 41 just
nowhere to go.
destroys the front end. We're going to
to
see the 2021 of Michael Newman move out of the way here.
He sees the wreck, yeah, and the 70s. Oh, yeah, no, the 70 came up, and really no way. Wow, oh, man. Yeah, it's a weird situation there. I don't really know. I mean, that's terrible for the 41 of Ostrowski. Start the season like that. And from what I can tell, Ryan Gemmel out of the race. Yeah, so no fast repair. So that's probably going to be race over for the 41 of Ostrowski.
41 down on pit road. He's actually parked it in his pit stall.
Will
So
we see guys take
far,
tires?
it's been good.
We'll see if guys take tires. Two sets of tires laying in the pits. So we'll see if anybody brings it in here. Cabot looking like he's going to. Yes, he will. Some guys staying out, some guys coming in. It's going to be interesting to see because more than half the field's coming in. 2 cars stayed out, and that was the 10 and the 8, the 2 teammates. Other than that, everybody is coming in. So this is going to be interesting to see how handling is going to work.
Well, I can tell you this, my graphics card is thirsty right now. It needs some cooling down. So we're going to take a quick commercial break here during this caution. Use this as an opportunity to maybe refresh, get some of these settings fixed, and see what's going on with the graphics card. But you're watching VSPEED, BTDY Racing League, starting up the new season here for the Daytona Clash. We'll be back right after this.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the nurturing reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
We're back here live for the Daytona Clash, and we got the green flag back up in the air. Seth Hatchell is going to lead them into turn 1. He's got Brody Hayes and another VSPEED machine. Going to take him down to the taking the outside line, and a little contact there with the 17.
A lot of contact there with the 17, trying to side draft him, and unfortunately almost caused a massive incident at the front. Top lane seems to roll so much better, but this time the bottom lane, a little more energy being generated. The 2 of Reggie Ortega and the 48 of Jeff Wright, Adam Cabot, and the 17 getting a massive run. Look at Gary Sexton up to the middle, screen line there with Ray Massey and Cody Atkins. Yusuf Ghali into the picture. Oh, Gary Sexton almost gets himself turned off the nose of the 54. Jeff Wright gets loose off the corner. Multiple cars getting loose. They're wrecking off of turn number 4. A big one to the inside. Oh, Ben Baffert up to the inside wall. No caution.
No caution, and Ray Massey gets involved in that big time. But none of these cars spin on the racing surface. Let's go back and watch an instant replay.
How was there no caution for that?
I have no idea, but we're going to watch it from the blimp camera. See if we can get a drone static camera coming off of turn 4. 3 wide here with Sexton. And then he almost cuts off the nose of the 54. He comes back up, and then right in front of him.
Oh, Seth Hatchell got a little bit of a bad bump from his teammate and threw him up into the wall, and then you got some more guys spinning through pit road. Eric Hutton spinning. Ray Maxey goes through the grass. Ben Baffert through the grass, and I believe the 44 of is that Baldeck? Brett Baldeck had to go through the inside pit. So
and
now
let me ask you this:
breakaway.
How did Jeff Wright, who started the whole thing, I wouldn't say he was directly responsible for the whole accident, no. But this started up with Jeff Wright. He gets sent to the inside. And now he's in second position. How in the world?
It's wild, but Gary Sexton just got blown by. He lost the top 4, and then he just got blown by the second pack. He's going to need to find him to get in line really, really quick. Here, he's going to get in line now, but now we got about a 6, 7, 8 car. You got about an 8 car pack here. Trying to run down a 4 car pack, and then you got another separate pack with about 10 cars in it. Trying to run down the first pack, but that wreck really separated the field. And I feel like we talk about the guys that are up at the front. They all pitted. Seth Hatchell, Brody Hayes did not pit, and they seemed like they were struggling with handling. And you saw it right there where Hayes got into the back of Hatchell and it spun him out. Hatchell got it safe, but he's got a lot of right front damage currently. Unfortunately, the second pack is about a second, or this 8-9 car train is running down this 4 car train, about to be a 3 car train, because Adam Cabot is losing the top 3.
Cabot might have a little bit of damage there on the nose. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here with the front end of this machine. Or he might be thinking, hey, momentum, I'm going to set back here in the middle of this pack, maintain just enough draft, and when these guys behind us catch up, I'm going to drop to the bottom.
And these guys will have to fuel, but right now, usually a 3-car breakaway, if you don't get hooked up with the 3 cars ahead of you, you can lose them pretty easy. How about Cody Atkins in the 81 up in 3rd? Right now, the 2 teammates are controlling this race, but that 8-car pack has the draft, and they'll be there very shortly.
Another disconnection there from OBS, but I think we're good to go. Settling out here with Reggie Ortega leading this race. Looking back at his teammate Jeff Wright in the 48, trying to hold off a very hungry 81 of Cody Atkins. And there it is. That's what I was talking about. Dropping to the inside.
The run.
Big
oh my
shove.
Goodness, Joshua Banks absolutely shoves Adam Cabot. McCabot's going to go in the sucker hole. He's going to get put up in the middle here. Down 3 wide in the corner. Bailey Turner up on the outside, and this is really, really going to hurt this line, this momentum. Yusuf Ghali's going to dictate what line gets to move. He'll go to the outside. Cabot jumps up. Now Banks and Fairclough, we'll be seeing you. They're going to the back.
Sexton able to come back up from losing that top 4.
Oh.
But Dennis Fairclough on the bottom now by his lonesome. Cabot has no help either. He's going to fall back to the clutches of Bailey Turner for 4th. And a move there in front of Yusuf Ghali, and it doesn't work.
Man, he's threading the needle, getting in line here. Now he'll tuck in line right in front of Ryan Shelton. Shelton, let me tell you, he's been quiet, but he's been good. He's been in the top 10 all race. Now the back half of this pack, Faircloth, Vincent, Sexton, they need to get in line here. Make sure they don't lose anybody. Now here comes Cabot now, back to the inside. Side drafts the 54 Gull. He's gonna have to pull up on the straightaway to side draft. Bailey Turner now looks down to the inside, trying to pick up his teammate, won't be able to do it. Now back up in line. Cabot going to the back here.
Cabot just out to dry. The outside seems to be the place to run. And almost some contact with the wall. The 42 is still trying to save it.
McGarvey really loose off the corner, or into the corner. It seems like if you get too high up in the corner, the bumps are so bad that these cars cannot handle it. He's going to get picked up by Sexton and Faircloth here. These guys need to get in line, and then they can generate a run. How about Josiah Vincent as well in the 4 car? He's been able to kind of get some momentum going. Look at Adam Cabot making a move to the inside. He got 1, 2 cars. Now he gets behind Bailey Turner. Cabot now gets back down to the inside, and now right in front of Yusuf Gull, and I believe there's a lap car that they're about to pick up. I think it's Eric Hutton who was involved in that little incident. Now here comes Bailey Turner to the inside looking for second. He'll get underneath Jeff Wright. Where does Yusuf Ghali go? He'll look to the bottom, but he can't really do anything now. We got side-by-side action for the lead.
A little bit of movement there for Reggie Ortega. He's playing both sides of this line. He's going to hold on for another lap. Eric Hutton, that car that got sent through. Is that Eric Hutton or is that the 63?
That is Eric Hutton. Well, I got to say, there's multiple cars on the racetrack that these guys are going to run up to. It's going to make this pack a little bit bigger. And, oh, was there trouble in the front stretch here? No, we're good. That unfortunately, for the second pack, broke. Oh, no, that was trouble. Caution on the racetrack. Not sure who or what it's for. Oh, yeah, Robert Gilmore is around. Lane Solfridge is around. That's what happened there. Looks like we'll get a replay here soon. Took a little contact here. Lane Solfridge goes wide. Gets a little bit of a bad bump from Alan Dice. Then in the tri-oval, it gets a little hairy. Looks like Gilmore gets loose right down to the 71. And they both go sliding into the infield. Gilmore, oh no, he got the wall, but shouldn't be too bad a damage. I think Solfridge also got it decent. We'll see how much damage those two have, but that unfortunately brings us under the second caution of the evening. Take another look here. You can see again, Gilmore up a little bit higher.
The 5 car of Dice actually got loose there on the entrance to that tri-oval and checked everybody up. If we can get another angle, maybe with the drone camera.
In fact, caution absolutely saved Eric Hutton. Hutton's going to get his lucky dog.
71. Comes down off the apron, and then, Robert Gilmore just didn't know that Solfridge was down there.
Yeah.
So these guys racing to get back up to the pace car. We're going to catch it just in time here for probably green flag or yellow flag pit stops. It's been the Reggie Ortega show, though.
It really has. But they kind of split up the teammates. Bailey Turner, Adam Cabot. It's going to be a race of teammates as long as these guys don't wreck each other here at the front. But it seems like you got the 2 teammates. You got Ortega and Wright, and then you have Turner and Cabot. Actually, all 4 of them are teammates. I just realized that because Darkstroke Racing doesn't exist anymore. So, yeah, the Sad Boys Racing team is those 4 cars up at the front. They can really control this race.
You're going to have to be careful, though.
Yeah.
This car has been loose all race long.
They are going to be. We'll say, 2 separate teams because you got another team as well. Yusuf Ghali, Ben Baffert, Angelo Ronis, Adam Cabot have split up. Oh, so Cabot is not on their team. They're satellite teams, but not fully on their team. And how about Bailey Turner? What a stop. And how about the 99 crew? 2 tire pit stops for a lot of these guys. Ryan Shelton, Joshua Banks, David Shieldhouse, Kyle McGarvey, all taking 2 tires on that pit stop. First guys on floor is going to be Ortega and Wright. And it makes you wonder, a lot of these guys taking their second set of tires. They are out of tires now.
I know how these tires have been reacting here in traffic, and situationally, it was a handful for the first half of the race, and you got to go the entirety of the rest of this race without tires. I don't know that that's going to be doable. Some of these guys have lost control on 5-6 lap tires and had to swerve to catch it. It's been a handful all night long. I'm enjoying the action, though. The racing that we're
This is great.
generating with this is incredible.
Oh, man, Yusuf Ghali had a terrible pit stop. I just realized what happened. Everyone take a look at it. He missed his box, or a little bit too much, backed it up, and had to back it up multiple times. Wow, he really struggled. Backing it up, gets for it again, misses it again, backs up, and then finally gets the car under the jacks. But that cost him 25, or that cost him about 15 positions. More like 10.
Yeah, that's not going to do well for the 54. It's going to set him back to the 17th position. Your top 10, though, Bailey Turner wins the race off of pit road. He's going to be in the first position with Ryan Shelton, Joshua Banks, David Shieldhouse, and Kyle McGarvey. Then you have Josiah Vincent, Cody Banks, Dennis Faircloth, Reggie Ortega, and Jeff Wright. So they let the teammates get back together. We'll see what happens with that. Adam Cabot just outside the top 10. We have Dallin Dice and Angelo Baronis behind them. But this top 10, it broke away there for a moment. Caution sets him back up. We still have over half this race to go. How's our rookies looking?
How are the rookies looking? How about the highest running rookie, Ryan Shelton? Running in second. And Aflac Chevrolet is looking really, really good right now. So Ryan Shelton, somebody you're going to have to maybe watch out for. I know he's really good on the road courses. That's going to be somebody you might need to watch out for. I know we only got 2 on the schedule, but I think that's somebody you got to look out for when we get to turning left and right. Other rookies that I'm seeing, other than that, Michael Newman, 13th. Good to see him. He started, I think, shotgun on the field. He's up past at least half the field. He's got a little bit more to go. Ray Massey and Brett Baldick, that caution saved him because they were involved in that incident and lost the draft. So they're going to be 23rd or 22nd, 25th. Other than that, no, Nathan Ostrowski's been around for a while as well, so he's not a rookie. But those are the 3 rookies currently still in this field that are running so far, at least running tonight. There's a couple more rookies going to be running. Storm Patterson, I believe, will be running next week in the 45, possibly the 97. Jacob Locklear is running. Joshua Abbey, somebody who's very good at these super speedways, will be a factor next week, as well as Bradley Wilson, who's also looking for that first one. Joshua Abbey has gotten a few wins all on super speedways, and not rookies, but somebody you're going to have to see and have to deal with next week. So that's going to be fun. But let me tell you, man, coming to halfway, 25 laps to go. It's almost like we've got a halfway break. Instead, we're going green once again. Pace car going to pull off into pit lane. Ryan Shelton on the outside. Bailey Turner on the inside. Green flag back out in the air. We're back underway from Daytona. Even here for the lead. And now a little bit of stacking up in the middle of the field. Yusuf Ghali up to the middle.
Turner blinks out there for a brief second. Joshua Banks not able to get the good draft. Now he has a solid connection. He's going to get a big shove into one. He's gapping the 42 of Kyle McGarvey. The inside line looks like it's got a head of steam down the backstretch.
Oh, but here comes the middle line. Adam Cabot now jumps up to the middle, and look at the head of steam they're making. David Shieldhouse jumps down to the middle. That stacks up. Now they're wrecking down the backstretch. A big crash here. Multiple cars around. Jeff Wright, Reggie Ortega is around, and oh my goodness, there's about 15 cars piled up in the to the middle of 1 and 3, or into turn number 3. Oh my goodness, the whole field's in it.
Multiple car incident here on lap 25. Just took the green to get back underway. Bailey Turner able to come out unscathed, and him and Joshua Banks able to get away from all that. David Shieldhouse, lucky enough, he sneaks by it. Let's go on board here with the 20 and find out.
Yeah, I think he saw the run up the middle, decided to block it, and it stacked up the middle of everybody, and then it all started with Jeff Wright getting knocked sideways. See, on board, you can see the run that the 17 has. He'll go down to block it, and then it stacks up everybody in the middle, and then that's where just the wreck kicks off. Jeff Wright goes around, gets into Josiah Vincent, into Reggie Ortega, Dennis Faircloth, Alan Dice, Michael Newman involved. And there was more cars that slid back up the racetrack.
Let's go on board with the 13 at Sexton if we can. I'm going to try to get that on camera because he went for a ride through the grass for probably a good 600 feet. and it
that
doesn't
was-
look like he has much damage from it.
Surprisingly, I tell you who I will want to see. Dennis Steele somehow missed that. Even AJ Stravado as well getting on board. And here on board Gary Sexton, and they're wrecking 5-10 cars ahead. Look at Robert Gilmore. He backed out of the pack. He saw what was coming. And then look at all these guys going around in front of him. And Sexton doing a great job. And look at all these cars crashing.
So Dennis Steele, that's the car you want to find.
Yeah, I got to see Dennis Steele. I don't know how he missed it. Everybody wrecked around him and behind him, and he missed it, and he got up to 9th out of that.
This is coming out of turn 2 down the backstretch where it starts.
Oh yeah, he's running 18th, 19th position. They start getting a little sideways. They start wrecking. Sees the smoke. Backs out of it here. Misses the 21. The 2 comes down, gets nailed. Somehow misses the 21. And look at all behind him. Look at all these guys wrecking. And as well, AJ Stravado saw a lot of it. The Italian Stallion somehow missed it as well. And if we want to take a look at AJ Stravado, he had a heck of a ride to get around here. Look at all these guys wrecking on board with AJ Stravado. Got car straight on the outside, on the inside, right in front of it.
I think
And
he
look
comes
at that.
untouched. He
Hard
comes
in the
untouched.
seas.
Wow. Now
That's
he's
the
just
record
about
ones.
comes up into his door there. That's who I really wanted to look at. I was talking about Gary Sexton, but it was a 33 of Stravado
Oh my goodness.
that went through the grass to miss all that.
And that took out about 15 cars. Unfortunately, Michael Newman's day might be done. That radiator is pushed in quite a bit. Angelo Ronos, a lot of damage. Ben Baffert, a ton of damage. Dennis Faircloth, a lot of damage. Ortega, maybe a broken toe link on the left side, as well as Josiah Vincent, a ton of damage as well. Dallas Sullivan still in the pits. Seth Hatchell in the pits. Yusuf Ghali was involved. Alan Dice, Jeff Wright, Ray Massey, Max Cost, Keith Mayato, Brett Baldick, all involved in that wreck.
Yeah, I mean, it would be easier to name the cars that weren't involved, and I would say Bailey Turner, Joshua Banks, David
The top
Shieldhouse.
10 were the
Yeah.
only cars that weren't involved in that wreck.
Well, and even at the top 10, you had Stravado that had to dive through the grass, Dennis Steele, who barely misses it, Cody Atkins, who's just on the edge. A lot of cars that were technically in that accident that could have been a lot worse for him. We still have cars to race with. Don't get us wrong. We're getting ready to double back up. We still
At
have
the end of
them
this
out there
race,
on
we
the
might
field.
not have a lot of cars to race with.
Yeah, it's been a handful, and I tell you what, Daytona never disappoints. We had some solid green flag racing. We've had back-to-back cautions. We've had a variety of everything thus far. Let's see if we can... I think we're going to see some possible long green flag run here.
I think it's possible we could.
These guys settle down. We'll see what happens. The outside line seems like it prevails here in the long run, but on the short start, the inside seems to get the run.
I think any line's usable. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, how this outside lane is going to be. The outside lane has been better, but that last restart, these guys were kind of on the inside. We're kind of digging, and it's going to be interesting to see. Still a lot of cars left and a lot of energy in both lines that can be used, but it's going to be interesting to see here as well. I'm looking forward to it.
Getting ready to restart on lap number 29. Double back up. Your top 5, Bailey Turner, Joshua Banks, Ryan Shelton holding on to that 3rd position, and then David Shieldhouse and Adam Cabot, the top 5.
David Shieldhouse is going to help fantasy football right now.
He's thinking fantasy football. I'm thinking fantasy draft in any sport right now. It is out of control. Week 1 of the NFL about to be underway. I am excited. I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. I know everybody.
Oh, we're going for
loves
the
to hate.
Jets.
Yeah, I guess I'm the Jets fan now. I'm actually a Packers fan, but
Oh, that's a shame.
I think I'll watch some Jets football this year.
Yeah, well, like I said, go Rams. We're going to get absolutely destroyed this year. Looking forward to this year. But let's get back to the dog track action. Pace cars off, and we're back
And
on
the
the way.
jump.
Bailey Turner, my goodness, what a restart. But it makes you worried. Do you want to get out that far?
I don't think you do. And that big jump there on this restart, that's going to allow the rookie of the 99 to get up to the
That
bumper.
jump.
Let's see what happens here. Maybe Bailey knows something we don't. There he dives to the inside.
Oh, Bailey's going to side draft him here down into turn number 1. Oh, he's going to get into his right rear quarter panel is what he's going to do. Look at David Shieldhouse with the run. Now through the middle, comes the 20, but he's got no help.
He's going to drop down in front of the 99, and he does pull it off. Now the 33 is Travado, who missed that wreck earlier.
Dennis Steele down the inside.
Didn't calm down at all.
No, they didn't, but unfortunately, Ryan Shelton got the short end of the stick there with the side draft for Bailey Turner. Shelton now goes up to the outside, gets loose. McGarvey almost around off the turn number 4. The outside lane, 8 cars, single file now. Now Shelton gets a run. Sexton pokes out a line, won't be able to do anything. Now he'll drop back. Baldick, how about Brett Baldick in the 44 car? He's starting to move up to the number 44 car. Now he goes down to the inside. Keith Mayato, somebody we have talked about all night. He's coming up to the field. Ray Massey as well.
These big runs that these Gen 6 or the next gen cars get is just insane because you saw the top 5 fall back to the clutches of the 44 and the 99. And just like that, Bailey Turner back on the outside.
Not Max Cost, Josiah Vincent, Cody Atkins up on the wall. A little bit of a late move from Max Cost, but it got him through. Now everybody keeps it going, but they got to get this sorted out quick. They got to be double file, at least if not single.
Max Cost up on the outside. He's currently running in the 15th position, now 14th as he gets around the outside of the 44. This is a big stack up.
Stack up absolutely terrible up on the outside lane. They should allow the inside lane, if there is one, to propel or even start one, but now Baldick and the 13 of Gary Sexton, the two teammates working together. Right now, nothing working. Dennis Steele now looking down the inside. Max Cost trying to do something, but they just can't have enough of a run and enough cars and enough energy to get these guys down to the inside to make a move. Right now, everybody's single file throughout the top 15.
It's going to be a long push here to get back up there to the front. With Gary Sexton and I believe that's Brett Baldick, and we got a car in the wall. That's the 81.
Cody Atkins into the wall hard, and unfortunately, that's going to be the end of his night.
He's taking the inside.
Oh, no, that's not good. He's lost the right front toe link. The toe link absolutely destroyed in the 81, and unfortunately, is going to cost him his night here in Daytona. We'll see what happened. It looked like he got loose off of turn 4 on board. I mean, look at how much run that outside lane is getting.
That, I believe, is the 23 of Ben Baffert.
Well. So they get up to the outside lane. Baffert goes down to the inside. And you can see Cody Atkins on the bottom. And I think it's that bottom lane, that bump down there just upsets the car and nowhere going. Oh, my goodness. Couldn't save it. Hard hit to the outside
Almost takes out Salfridge there. That bounce, but he's able to keep it down off the track.
Lane was very, very fortunate to not get it hit there. As right now, the top couple of cars, the top 10 so far, all single file until Dennis Steele in 28. Now Max Cost on the inside in the 63 to Brett Baldick, and as well as the 13 of Gary Sexton, just nowhere to go. David Shieldhouse on the outside, a little bit of a gap, but I don't think he's too busy about fantasy football right now. But so far, everybody on the outside single file. I'm curious to see who's going to be the first to peek out.
Well, I can tell you this, it's going to have to take 5 or 6 more cars in that bottom line to prevail because this outside has been so strong. You look from Bailey Turner all the way back to David Shieldhouse before that second line develops. It's been kind of a warm front here for the outside line.
It has been, but I think you're going to see some movement from Ryan Shelton, Ray Massey, Keith Mayato. I think once they go, I think they can get something going because the outside lane, we saw it, they check up hard. And if you can catch them on the right checkup on corner entry, you can easily take that momentum at the bottom, pick off 5 or 6 cars, maybe pull even with some guys. So far, 20 cars in this pack still, or about actually 19 cars in this pack.
Big push here for the 17. We go all the way back here to Gary Sexton with a little bit of 3 wide action in the middle.
Got to be even here. I think you got to get back in line here. There's not enough momentum to make that work. You don't want to cost yourself the draft, especially here. So, a little bit of checkup. Look, Gary Sexton now down to the inside lane, gets around Alan Dice. Dice has to tuck back and lane in front of Dennis Steele. Baldick is starting to take that momentum up to the outside, and now with Max Cost. So far, everybody's staying single file at the moment.
Few takers that tried to get down to that inside line. I think Dice was trying to work with Sexton, maybe get something going, but dropped down a little too late. Now he gets shut out to dry, and we talk about the 44 and the 13. They're going to do it again.
Eric Hutton down to the inside. They'll shuffle out the 35 of Banks, and now you'll get the 5 teammates up at the front. If these 5 cars get up in front, I don't see anybody else getting around them unless they can separate. Oh, no,
Motorsports down the bottom. AJ Stravato now in the mix. He's all over the back bumper.
All the top 5 are teammates.
Big push here in the
laps
one.
To go.
I'd have to say that right now it's kind of looking like a monopoly with the top 5, but there is still potential for that 35 car, the 54. That's Joshua Banks and Yusuf Ghali to just decide now's the time. They're gonna probably estimate, size these guys up, see what they're capable of pushing. Like you said, that outside line, if you get it at the right checkup.
Look at that lane, Gary Sexton. Top lane checked up, he went to the inside, and he got 4 positions instantly. Unfortunately, he's going to have to pay the consequences of not being in the draft on the front stretch. Alan Dice has unfortunately lost the draft, and maybe possibly the 44 of Baltic. They've unfortunately fallen off a little bit, and they've fallen off a little bit off the pack. I think the 44 of Baltic is going to be able to catch back up, but now Steele all by himself on the inside, and like you said, the monopoly of the top 5 there, it's going to be really hard to make a move, especially because they're going to all fly.
Now, Steele also left out to dry here as Max Koss goes around on the outside down the backstretch. No moves here from about 1st to 15th.
I'll give
Sexton down there by himself. He's trying to get it going.
He's not getting anybody with him.
The real problem is that I think when Sexton does get somebody to go with him,
somebody can jump down in front of him.
I think that front 5 is going to be split from Joshua Banks back, so they're all going to drop down. They're going to have to. With 12 to go, they have to do it. This has worked out to be a 20 car pack here in the front. I have to check in here with Josiah Vincent. He's leading Alan Dice here, who fell back in that front pack. He's on the bottom. You've got Dennis Steele, Angelo Horonis. This is back in the 19th position for Alan Dice. These guys spreading out, running this double file, might not have a chance to catch back up in time.
No, they're way too far back, unfortunately. They're going to have to hope for caution, which they might get, especially if it gets a little crazy up in the front, especially with 10 coming to 10 laps
and
to go
Jeff
here. Jeff Wright poked back out, now pokes back in line. He's blinking out a little bit. He's good now.
Out.
I will say, I forgot, Adam Cabot, he's not on the team. The guys we're talking about, actually, AJ Stravato, Eric Hutton, Bailey Turner, Jeff Wright are teammates. And they're all 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th behind Adam Cabot.
Top rookie of the race, though, Ryan Shelton in the 8th position. You're watching Adam Cabot come out of the tri-oval to lead another lap. One of the couple critiques of the long qualifying here tonight. Didn't take away all his energy, though. He's still leading this race.
Oh, here comes Eric Hutton, and he's got his 4 teammates lined up. Oh, contact there! Shuffles them up. This is going to get some movement in the pack. Looks like Bailey Turner had to hold on to it as well, but this inside lane is not going to have enough energy unless somebody goes down. Hutton and Jeff Wright might be on an island of their own. We'll see what Yusuf Ghali does. No, they're going to fall back.
Cabot's going to pull away with that block. That was a wise move there, and sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah, it is, but now the inside lane has a little bit more energy. There's 4 or 5 cars on the inside lane. This should help the inside lane go, especially with the stack-ups on the outside. Now here comes Dennis Steele, Gary Sexton, Max Cost on the inside lane. We talked about handling, though. His handling's going to start coming in here with these final last 10 laps.
Yeah, you can see the turbulence just holding this thing together on the straightaway. But Sexton, who was dedicated to that bottom line, it's finally going to pay off. I think he's going to get a few positions.
Yeah, Brett's got to be careful pushing that 88 of Eric Cutton. That car is wiggling and wobbling into the corners.
Gotta have faith in the guy in front of you.
2 lanes here. This is what you want. 2 different lanes of racing, one on the inside, trying to gather themselves back up. Here for the second lap, the inside, Eric Hutton, Jeff Wright, Dennis Steele, Gary Sexton, Max Cost, Bailey Turner looking like poking out. Wasn't going to do it. Adam Cabot holds the lead here off of turn number 2. Everybody now, the bottom lane starting to fade a little bit. That outside and momentum carrying up on the outside. Now the top 3 in the outside lane will clear. Hutton gets a shove. And now we got a lap car, Jeremiah Vincent here coming up, but I think he'll be able to stay out of the way.
Slipping back from the number 3. You can see that pack, that freight train coming right now.
And now they pulled even, but oh my goodness, that inside lane gets so loose over that bump. Jeremiah Vincent on the inside is gonna stay bottom here. This should help down the front stretch with the draft in the corner. It might get a little bit dicey. The top lane, Adam Cabot, Bailey Turner, AJ Stravato, Joshua Banks, and Yusuf Galatrai. It's going to get a little bit tight here into the middle of the corner. Now they'll have to get around the lap machine of Jeremiah Vincent. Hutton up the outside lane. He's going to have to side draft to 33. He's got the 48 to push him, but that outside lane will prevail. No point in going 3 wide here. There's no point, and now they're going 3 wide with another lap car of Ostrowski. Now Bailey Turner goes down to the inside.
Bobbing and weaving here. Bailey Turner takes over the lead.
Oh, there's contact. Jeff Wright's up into the wall. Now they're wrecking off of corner number 4 right through the grass. They all save it.
How did Jeff Wright save that machine?
But now they're 3 wide for the lead. Now, trouble. Ryan Schultz around. Can he save it? Yes, he can. They save it again. The pack gets jumbled up, and the top 2 remain the same, Cabot and Turner. I really stacked up everybody, and it kind of separated this pack. And
I don't know how Jeff Wright saved it.
I don't know how he saved it either. We're coming up to 6 laps to go here in this race. Everybody gets back single file. I don't know how, like you said, Jeff Wright said. Now here comes Gary Sexton to the inside. Just no help. He doesn't have anybody to go with him.
He didn't have to drive, but he might have some help. He might have some help back there with the 48. He might fall back enough that the 48 of Jeff Wright will grab a hold of him. Maybe something can happen here.
And the field did a great job shuffling out those teammates. Now you have 4 different teams in the top 4. Now here comes Dennis Steele to the inside of the 28 car. He's got Gary Sexton with them, but no other cars to go with. Sexton might peek back up in line. Yes, he will. He'll get in front of Shieldhouse. Shieldhouse gives him a shove. Now here comes Yusuf Ghali in the Vans car. Down to the inside, but no help. Sullivan peeks low. Shieldhouse looking low, but he won't do anything. He'll tuck back in line. Now Steele down on the inside with Sullivan and Ghali. Nobody else in line are going to be able to do anything. The 42 and 44. Oh, Steele gets loose.
It is Steele off the track. He's going to come back up in front. He comes back up okay.
They all gather it back up here up at the front.
Time.
What does Joshua Banks do?
5 to go, and every time somebody's trying to move, they've got thrown to the inside.
Oh, stacking up in the middle of the pack. Shelton and Ghali get loose. They'll save it, but this is going to cost them a little bit more time. Baldick to the outside, to the inside. Sullivan back up high. Now Shelton gets shuffled back as well as Baldick. But now we'll see here now coming to 4 laps to go.
And the 44 might have lost the draft there with that move. He checked up a little too much.
Sullivan now peeking down to the inside. I think if you're in 7th, 8th, even 10th, you got to make a move soon.
Dallas Sullivan down to the bottom. He's all by his lonesome. These cars keep getting shuffled out. Nobody's really willing to make that move or show their hand yet. It's too late in this race to wait too much longer. I think the inside's going to have to develop.
Building a run. Sexton is building a run here. Sexton's going to try to make a move here. I don't know if Shieldhouse is going to go with him, but I see him building the run. You can see how much of a run he's getting. Is it going to be enough? He'll
Not
look
that
down to the
time.
inside, but no, he's going to push Ray Massey in the 32. Massey's going to get a massive shove. Will he go do anything with it? No, he'll tuck back in line. He'll stay behind the 88. And now the top two-car tango breaking away. And now here comes Yusuf Ghali to the inside. Just nowhere to go. Nobody to go with him.
That inside line has been the downfall of several different cars, and now 3 wide almost there for a second. Sexton shoves Massey out of
And
line.
Massey's going to the back here. There's nobody to go with him unless he can find the line ahead of Ryan Shelton. This is just not going to be enough. Massey's going to fall back on board with the 13 of Gary Sexton, who has worked his way methodically up into 7th. Massey has a hole behind Seth Hatchell in front of Ryan Shelton. He'll tuck back in line, single file all the way down the backstretch here. Abbott, Turner, Banks, Mayato, and Travato, your top 5. Now here comes Travato down to the inside, help from Eric Hutton. Travato now we got some racing coming, and 2 laps to go in the middle of 3 and 4.
Down to the bottom here for the 33 of Stravato. He's got some help this time.
Oh, he gets loose down there. It's going to be interesting to see if they can generate enough of a run. What does Banks do? Turner looks low. Cabot's going to have to make that car wide. Here comes Turner to the inside. Cabot goes to cover. Turner can't do it.
And a car turn.
Hunt going around in the infield. Will he spin back up the racetrack? Caution's out, and we'll go to overtime.
That's the 88 of Eric Hutton, and I'm not sure entirely if it was an admin caution if something else happened.
No, that was a caution for the 88 spinning through the infield. And this will take us to a green-white checkered finish. We'll get our instant replay. They started moving to the inside. And let's see here. The bottom lane stacks. Oh, gets a bump from the 54. And ooh, that car got light. Car got light over the bump. It sure does. Roof flaps do its job. At least it didn't do a Ryan Priest where the car got up in the air and it started barrel rolling. But unfortunately, the caution's going to come out, and that's going to be great for the guys that got shuffled out of the pack. Guys like Ben Bafford, Jeff Wright, Angelo Ronis, Josiah Vincent. They're going to have to come back up here.
Fortunately, that car stays on the ground. We're going to bring caution number 4 of the night, I do believe. And I was on point.
It works, yeah. Caution number 4 here. Now, this sets us up for a green-white checkered. Is anybody going to maybe try something different? Take tires? That was about a 20-lap run. These tires, the handling in these cars was definitely starting to play a role. Now, the question is, does anybody have a set of Goodyear Racing Eagles in the pits to have some maneuverability, to have that grip in the corners? And like we said, I think everybody already took all their sets. I mean, there's some guys that took only right sides or left sides, but I don't think you're going to come back in. I don't think there's a point.
I think if you're 15th back, you might, if you have those tires, you might as well take them. I don't see any reason why not to. It might benefit you to get a run, maybe pick up a few positions, but I think this top 10 is going to stay out.
Oh, Bailey Turner is thinking about it. He's staying out. AJ Stravato? Nope. Some guys, Yusuf Ghali coming in. Seth Hatchell, Ray Massey, Kyle McGarvey, and Max Koss, Jeff Wright, Eric Hutton, Ronis, and pretty much the rest of the field that was on the lead lap. So it's going to be interesting, and this will send us, like I said, into overtime, into a green-white checkered. For those who are unfamiliar watching BTDY, again, we appreciate all of you guys tuning in here tonight for the KHIO Clash at Daytona. It's been a heck of an event. Next week we'll be running for the Daytona 250 from the Daytona International Race or Speedway. Not this one, but the newer repaved version, the more flat or the more smooth surface, which we'll see just as exciting racing, if not even more exciting, next week when points are on the line, or points are on the line and money's on the line. This will be fun. So tune in next week. But appreciate everybody tuning in here, and let's give you a little update here on this race. If we go with our race summary, if you so will.
You want a race recap?
Yeah, let's get a race recap. 4 cautions on the night, 6 lead changes, and we're probably going to have a lot more here with this restart. And might I point out, green-white checkers in this series, we'll go 3 green-white checkers, 3 attempts at a green-white checkered. So we'll take the green, and if we get a caution before they take the white flag, we'll do it all over again 2 more times. After that, if a caution comes out, leader at the time of the scoring loop will win the race. If we get to the white flag, That'll be the race, and whoever will cross the line coming first, or whoever is first to come across the line at the checkered flag will be your winner here tonight in the KHIO Clash at Daytona. Adam Cabot, your leader. Bailey Turner, second. Banks is in third. How about we talk to old Joshua Banks, who's in the third? If I can get him here, dial him on the radio. Joshua Banks, Alec Martinez, Bradley Cooper in the VC booth. Get a copy?
I got you, brother.
Well, buddy, you've been running in third. You're running in line there. Now we get a green, white checkered. How are you feeling for this?
We're a little nervous, just like any Daytona race, buddy. Just a nervous.
Is it checkers or wreckers here?
I mean, $10. You can't. I don't know. You probably will have to wreck somebody if you want to win.
All right. Well, we're gonna wish you
Joshua,
good luck.
I got a quick question before we double up here. It seems like that inside line has been the downfall of 90% of these runs. Do you think if you can methodically pick your way through this field like Gary Sexton, who's right beside you, maybe find your way up there up front, use that outside line?
I kind of wish Cabot chose the bottom just because I felt good on the push when Bailey was in front of me as the leader. I was able to push him out to a good lead and get us clear. So I kind of wish that was the case, but we're just going to be watching Cabot on this start, trying to get a good push, and whatever hole we can get and make, we're going to grab it.
Well, good luck, man. I appreciate your time.
All right, thank you, buddy.
I appreciate it, Josh. Good luck. That's Joshua Banks running in third in the Mac Tools Chevrolet Camaro. Boy, oh boy, is this going to be good. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you see, remember, subscribe to the VSPEED Network, VSPEED Racing Network, and as well as VSPEED 2 to catch all the VSPEED action and all the great racing series that are broadcasted on this wonderful network. And as well, Adam Baker, who does everything for us. Appreciate him. Hope he's doing well, and congratulations to him getting married pretty soon.
I heard a rare wild Adam Baker up in the VSPEED booth here tonight, so...
Did you? Okay.
He is doing well. He's doing well.
That's good. That's good.
On that note,
I mean, who do we think here? What do we think?
I think we still get a rookie. I still think we hold that trend. It is still possible.
A lot. It's possible, right?
Ryan Sheldon.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be about survival.
But my rookie, the 44, Brett Balding, a little far back. He's back at 13th. It's going to be some work. Still possible.
And remember, the car next to him, Josiah Vincent, the first one on tires. What will he be able to do? Pace car will pull off 2 laps to settle it here in the KHIO Clash of Daytona. Adam Cabot with a jump and a half. I don't know what I feel about that. Green flag out, and we're back underway from Daytona. The inside lane absolutely stacked up. Cabot might not have an answer.
Well, he's going to drop down in front of the 24, and then we talk to the 35 in a block.
He's going to be able to hold on. Now Banks to the inside, low contact. He'll push Bailey Turner up in front. Can Banks? Oh, and Joe, he makes him loose there. Now Banks going to have to jump up. Momentum on the outside.
How about the 36 of My Auto? And Banks gets up to the outside. He's going to get a big push, but My Auto almost 3 wide.
Ben Baffert out of nowhere. 3 wide for the 23.
BMW, the only one on the field here tonight. In contact, the 36 goes around.
They save it. No, they don't. Schildhouse gets caught up in it. No caution. We make it to the white. 1 to go.
1 lap to go. And it's Sexton all over the back bumper.
In the middle, there's contact. Turner's into the wall. They crash. Turner, look at Stravano on the outside. Side by side for the lead. Up in a turn off on the backstretch. Here comes AJ Stravano. A big shove to Adam Cabot. Up through the middle comes Jeff Wright. Right out of nowhere to the inside lane. Turner looks low. The Stallion up in second. Here they come through 3 and 4. Stravano low. Bailey Turner to help. Up off of turn 4 for the final time. Turner get the shove. He wrecks the 33. And off to the corner. And into the trial will they come. The Magic Man will start the season off right. Adam Cabot wins the KHIO Clash.
Unbelievable finish.
What a race. Adam Cabot. Oh my goodness, what a wreck. Jeff right up and over. But Adam Cabot gets it done. The Atlas Chevrolet starts the season off right, taking home the win. Here tonight from the Daytona International Speedway. What a race, what a finish, and maybe a little team drama to end it there between the two teammates of Bailey Turner and AJ Stravato. And how about that, Dennis Steele in third?
Going back on our instant replay here. This is actually way further back than I predicted.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's go back here.
And this is coming to the white flag. Banks gets the lead. I don't know what happened. David Shieldhouse and Keith Maiato got some contact at the end of there, and that unfortunately ended their race here. But then Ben Bafford, out of nowhere, got a massive run, goes 3 wide in the middle. There wasn't really a hole. They made contact. Gary Sexton gets shuffled. And then look at Jeff Wright, out of nowhere, restarted 22nd and had a chance to win that. Look at the run. You hear the RPMs. He takes him 3 wide. There's just no momentum there. There's nobody to go with him. They come to the start-finish line. Here comes Stravato. Looked like he had a chance. And then Turner, his teammate, goes to give him a shove. And he makes a little bit of contact with the 33. 33 gets knocked sideways. And then it's up to Bailey Turner. There just wasn't a run. And how about Dennis Steele in the 28 car coming home in third? Ryan Shelton, the rookie, in fourth. Jeff Wright, fifth. But my goodness, what a race. And Adam Cabot burning it down on the front stretch. Get one more look there. The 33 getting jacked up there. And oh my goodness, what a hard hit. Look at that hood going up in the air. And a massive hit for AJ Stravato there. Big contact. Unfortunately, the 33 will come home in 24th. But how about Adam Cabot, your winner tonight in the KHIO Clash here? Apologies, is the KHIO Clash. And man, what a race and what a victory from Adam Cabot. We'll be back as, oh my goodness. Big old hit there on the inside across the Daytona line. But man, what a race, Bradley. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Stick around here for post-race interviews where we'll interview your KHIO Clash winner, Adam Cabot, Bailey Turner, and Dennis Steele, coming right up after a quick commercial break.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the Nurturing Reader at New Jersey Street Fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
We're back live here for the BTDY KHIO Clash. It has concluded. Post-race interviews with your top three as we get caught up down on pit road with the number 28 of Dennis Steele, third place finisher here tonight. Dennis Steele, I'm down here on pit road with you. You restarted that race back in about 8th, 9th position. Did you think that it was going to be possible?
A little bit. The momentum on the high side was real good.
It seemed like all night long the inside line was the downfall of a lot of different people. Anybody that went down there, especially early with about 10 to go, kept getting thrown out of line. And even then with the green-white checker, anybody that tried to make that move, the push at the wrong time threw guys down there. You stayed up there on the outside, stayed devoted to it, and you come home with a third-place finish.
Yeah, I had to avoid a bunch of wrecks out there, so it wasn't easy.
Well, Dennis, you had an excellent drive here tonight. We appreciate everything that you've done here tonight. Do you have anybody you'd like to shout out and thank for tonight's performance, Dennis?
No, it's fine. We just appreciate you and what all you do, so.
Well, we thank you, man, and we're putting in the work. The Clash here tonight, top 3 finish. Good way to start the season. We're going to see you next week.
We'll try to do the same or better next week.
Do it better. 2 more.
Yep. Good night, man.
There's your third place finisher, Dennis Steele. Man, a few words here tonight, but hey, he got it done. And Dennis is, I believe that's the first post-race interview we've had with the 28 car. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he did it. He did what he needed to do, and all you can ask for.
I'm a Bailey Turner. Let's get him up in here.
Second place finisher, Bailey Turner. We're down on pit road with him. A name that we're not shy to talk about. The 24 car has some wins on Saturday nights. Almost got a win here tonight, but those blocks by Cabot, he put it down there in front of you there on that restart, and it was just tough to get around him.
Yeah, no, I mean, me and Adam, we're teammates in a few other leagues, and, you know, I feel like for me and him, this is our bread and butter as far as super speedways and kind of managing the lanes and the draft and working together. And, you know, we're not even teammates here. And I think there was a couple times where, you know, we had 4 or 5 teammates lined up and tried to leave Adam out to dry, and somehow he managed to still hold us all off there. So, I mean, kudos to him. He knows how to get on guys' doors and just side draft them. And with how bumpy the racing surface is here, it's really sketchy to push in the center of the corner, especially if, you know, somebody's on your door side drafting. And unfortunately made the mistake of, you know, I was trying to help my teammate out on the last corner there, and Adam was on his door, and as soon as I made contact with AJ's bumper off that side draft, it just sent him down to the inside wall. So first off, I want to apologize for that. But overall, really fun start to the season. I managed to already get black flagged for a qualifying lap and come from the back to the front, so that was fun. And yeah, just really looking forward.
Do you care to elaborate on that, Bailey? What happened with the black flag?
Well, apparently, you know, every other time we've practiced this qualifying format, admins clear black flags and you just go straight up on the track. And I apparently missed the announcement because I was in the middle of a fantasy football draft for the entire qualifying session.
Who's your quarterback?
I think I got Josh Allen. So
yeah, let's go.
That's a good start to the season.
You and David Shieldhouse both.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily, mine was during qualifying. I know David's was during the race, so that's kind of tough. But yeah, just really excited to start the season out. Got some new teammates over there with AJ, Eric, and Jeff, and I think we even got Reggie kind of helping out on the box and racing a little bit. So looking forward to that. That's going to be fun to work with those guys. I feel like, you know, everybody on that team probably finished top 4 in points the last handful of seasons. So there's no reason why we shouldn't go out there and be pretty competitive as far as team points and being up there in the standings. So really looking forward to getting back into the next gens and the Gen 4s, and that should be a fun season.
Well, you look good out there tonight in the 24 machine. We start the season off on a high note. Second place finisher, Bailey Turner. Do you have anybody you would like to shout out and thank for tonight's performance?
Yeah, teammates. Obviously, they were there with me all the way in the end. Even though we messed that up a handful of times, it was still fun working with them. And
Dennis Faircloth for throwing this paint scheme together for me. My training paints isn't even working, so I can't even see it until I watch the broadcast. So hopefully it looks good on TV.
Looks good.
And yeah, and Celsius, White Claw, appreciate all they do. And I'm just really looking forward to the start of the year. And again, congrats to Adam. He's a stud on these racetracks, and thanks for you guys for the broadcast. I'm sure that was a lot of fun to watch.
It was a good time. We appreciate your time. Bailey Turner, second place finisher. We'll see you next week. At the same location. Don't go far. So there he is, second place. And down in victory lane, we have Alec Martinez for our personal interview with your race winner. That is the number 17.
The Magic Man himself.
The Magic Man.
The Magic Man out of Cabot. Pretty much magical night again, and what a surprise. You lead half of the race here, 25 laps, buddy. You look like Dale Earnhardt Jr. controlling the lanes out there. How was those final few laps, especially that green and white checkered?
I mean, I told you during our 40-minute qualifying that I planned on talking to you in victory lane after the race, so here we are, as per our schedule. So, man, that was so much fun. I mean, I figured non-points race, there's no reason to not just send it every single lap. And it looked like a lot of other people had the same idea. So I can't wait to go back and watch some of the replays of all the action because we were just, we pretty much have the same, even though we got a lot of new guys in this league up here. And I think we had some of them finish towards the front. Towards top 5, top 10, it's like the same 10 guys who we've been racing for years now and really comfortable with each other. And, it looks and feels like we're out of control sometimes, but typically we hold it together. And man, I wish this was the actual first race of the season and not a non-points race. But I mean, hey, I'll take it. You can't start the season off any better.
No, let me ask you. Talk about the first race of the season. That's next week. First points paying. Is this good momentum going on even to start next weekend to go into the season?
I mean, I couldn't finish any higher, so I'm gonna say yes. But I gotta point out too. So I had this like flash into my head as we were going through 3 and 4 in the last lap. I realized it was the exact same situation as the first race of not last season, but the last next gen season. If you look at the replay of the first race at Daytona from that season compared to the last lap of this race, completely identical. I mean, I almost even don't want to say it because it kind of gives away my winning move. But you watch the end of that race, you'll see what I mean. It's like a mirror replay. But yeah, I mean, got some good pushes there. Working with Bailey and AJ and Jeff and Eric Hutton, who have all abandoned me. So I've been kicked off the team. Very sad, but when I looked up and saw the 4 of them in my mirror, I knew they were regretting it.
For sure. Well, buddy, before we let you go,
I'm joking, by the way. We're all having a good time here.
No,
I want to end on some serious note.
No, you're good. But hey, man, that was awesome to watch you guys duke it out there, and I'm looking forward to seeing you out next week. But before I let you go to go celebrate, anybody want to give a shout out to tonight?
Well, not Bailey Turner, not AJ Stravato, not Eric Hutton, not Jeff Wright. But I'll give a shout out to Angelo Ronis. I'll give a shout out to Yusuf Ghali. I'll give a shout out to Ben Bafford. Everyone who watches and cheers me on in these online races. And, I usually thank Nick and BTDY, and I will, but man, that qualifying session, I'm going to keep harping on it. We got to do something about that. Luckily, the racing makes up for it, but yeah, no, all good stuff.
I was thinking that we should split you all into groups, cut the field in half, and give you guys 10 minutes each.
What if we split up? What if we split up into 40 groups of one car each, and then did it at the same time? I think that would be a good compromise.
Y'all at Bristol would be great.
No, not 40 cars on track at the same time.
I'm talking about regular qualifying.
I'm talking about regular single car qualifying. You didn't catch my drift, but that's all right.
No, I don't know. I guess. I know what you're saying. I know what he's saying now. Yeah, just a 5-minute qualifying, get all you guys out there, huh? That works too. Well,
I mean, you know what? I'll do that too. Whatever it takes.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, Adam. Again, congratulations, buddy. That was absolutely awesome. And hey, man, congratulations. We'll see you next week out in Daytona again. And as Bradley told Bailey, don't go out too far. Celebrate on the old beach, and we'll see if we can talk to you again.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. See you next Tuesday in Victory Lane again. How about that?
I like it. All right. Well, you have yourself a phenomenal evening. We'll talk to you later.
All right. See you guys.
Thank you, buddy. That's Adam Cabot, the Magic Man himself. What a race. Man, that was
What
so
a
fun
race.
to watch.
I mean,
That was awesome, yeah.
It was awesome. We're going back. We're watching the restart, and we went through the whole thing. Gary Sexton with the big push there on the, I believe that was the 35. Try to get him around, gets shuffled out of line. So many different instances where guys went to the bottom here tonight and just got shoved out of contention to possibly win this race. Drivers that started all the way back in the 8th, 9th position getting top threes. Guys that started all the way in the back of the field having a run. Jeff Wright, how about that? Coming from behind.
I mean, what?
Almost
the runs were
getting
insane.
to the top 3.
And what's crazy is the runs next week are going to be even bigger. And that's what's going to be interesting to see next week. I'm looking forward to next week. Points are on the line. Money's still on the line. But, man, it's time to go win. It's time to next week start your journey on winning the championship. Get yourself in the chase for the BTDY Cup. And that's what it's going to be all about, is setting up your season. How's your season going to be set up? And how good are you going to be able to capitalize on any single race? We saw Jeff Wright last year, super speedway, short track, road course, 1.5 miles, 1.3 mile. He was always consistent. That's going to be fun to see next week and start the season. And how about tonight? Let's go through our final results. Adam Cabot, of course, the Magic Man himself, getting the win, starts 4th, leads the most laps and cruises to a win. 8 lead changes, 4 cautions to the end of the night. Bailey Turner started 25th, finishes 1 spot short. How about him? The driver of the night, honestly. Dennis Steele misses a big wreck, gets track position, gets from 28th to 3rd. Great to see him on the podium here tonight. The rookie Ryan Shelton, good rookie outing for him. He'll finish 4th. Jeff Wright, pole sitter, in 5th. 6th was Joshua Banks, started 19th. Ben Bafford out of nowhere comes home 7th. Ray Massey up in 8th. Kyle McGarvey in 9th. And Dennis Fairclough gets the top 10.
Moving on here to the 71 of Lane Salfridge in 11th with Gary Sexton, who got shoved out of line there from the 3rd place on back to 12th. Alan Dice in 13th with Josiah Vincent in 14th. 15th will be Brett Baldeck. That was my pick here tonight in the 44. He'll come home in 15th position. Max Koss 16th. Eric Hutton 17th. Dallas Sullivan 18th. Angelo Horonis in 19th, and a little out of the norm here at Super Speedways for the 54 of Yusuf Ghali, rounding out your top 20.
Oh, sorry. The 21st was Seth Hatchell. 22nd, Jeremiah Vincent. 23rd was David Schildhouse. 24th, AJ Stravato. 25th, Robert Gilmore. 26th, Keith Mayato. 27th, Lyle Solfridge. Nathan Ostrowski was 28th. Brody Hayes, 29th, and Nick Starling in 30th.
Rounding out your field here tonight, it will be Cody Atkins with Reggie Ortega, the number 2, who led quite a few laps here tonight. He's going to be 27 laps down after that big wreck. Michael Newman in the 33rd position, and Ryan Gimmel, the first car off the racetrack, in 34th.
Yeah, man, what a race tonight. What an absolute amazing race. Adam Cabot bringing home the winner, the Magic Man, looking to get his championship hopes for a second championship in his BTDY career. Man, awesome racing all night, Bradley. Is there any closing thoughts? Because I'll tell you what, I'm excited for next week.
Closing thoughts for tonight, if it's anything like it's going to be next week, I hope you guys tune in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and never miss a single race as we bring you flag-to-flag coverage all season long here for the BTDY Racing Series presented by Martin Sports. And again, I am Bradley Cooper, and I'm alongside Alec Martinez. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Hit the subscribe button, like, share, do all the buttons. Click everything. But until then, we'll see you next Tuesday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time when we tee off officially the BTDY schedule. The 20 races. We're going to enjoy it. I hope you guys did tonight. Until then, we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody, and have a great rest of your week.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the nurturing reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The wheel gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Slack.